I met this opinion that pain is necessary, but suffering from the pain is optional. When I was in lots of pain with my backbone, with my back, I didn't know what was wrong. And it felt for me like a science fiction. If you told me back then, it's like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, if you told me back then, I would simply not have the experience of it, you know. But I couldn't even sleep at night anymore from the back pain, so I really went to seek help. And I remember I was lying down on the special bed that the physiotherapists have, you know, with the hole for your face, and you lie down on your belly. And this guy, he did the massage that of the fascia, you know, the little tiny grown tissues of your muscles and skin. So he just needs one finger to torture you to death. He just points it somewhere and just massages it, and it's so painful. And on our session number 3, I guess it was January, he went up to my neck because I said it really hurts here. And whenever he pressed it, I went numb and sort of unconscious. It was like a switch on and off button for me. You know, you pressed it, I went off. You unpressed it, I went on again. I was conscious again. So he didn't press exactly that place, but he tried to massage it all over. And at one point, I realized that I am very afraid of the pain he causes me. And that I'm, you know, stretching my muscles. I was really like in full tension, full combat to fight back. So even the tissues that were soft normally, I made them very hard and unapproachable. And I realized that. I realized that if he's supposed to help me, I would have to let him in deeper, you know, and relax my muscles a bit. At that moment, I realized it will hurt. And I told myself, it hurts already, so what's the point, you know? You will just admit the pain. You will just not fight the pain anymore. You'll just be vulnerable, cat. Just admit it. And I remember I took very deep breath in, and I relaxed my muscles, and I felt his finger to go even deeper in my tissue, in my muscles. It hurt so much that I cried. So below my face on the floor, there was a little puddle already creating out of my tears, my little private pond. Cry me a river, they say in the song. And that point, I realized I was fighting the hurt to be hurt my whole life. That I was always somewhere inside me in full combat. But not for the physical pain, but for me inside to be hurt. And I realized that what can be heard there is imaginary. It's my ego, it's my belief system, it's my concept of how things are. And that I can relax even on that level of myself. Because whatever needs to be broken or massaged or rebuilt will be rebuilt if I want it or not. And it might be for good if it is. And I felt even more relaxation within my body, because I started to fight for my life, which was at that point my body doing, or my mind was doing, for over 40 years. And then this physiotherapist woke me up. He had to wake me up. I was still crying. It was still painful, but I managed to fall asleep. And as far as I know, we cannot fall asleep until we are fully relaxed. And I know from my experience, and I leave it up to your experience, that if your mind works, if your thoughts are running, you cannot fall asleep, really. So that day, I realized that the pain and the suffering from the pain are separate. And I started to look more in the direction to see how we can experience less of the suffering that just Mavis explained, how it is happening in our body. And if we have pain, because we might have, and some of you maybe came even with a chronic pain, how to use the space that we have within to maybe focus on the space next to the pain. Because at one point, and I'm certain of that, we can be really swallowed by the pain. We can be, or our life can be that pain. There is nothing more for us. Just focus on the pain and how we cannot do anything about it and how nothing is helping. But after this experience I have, I know there is space next to it. If you zoom out for just a moment, you will see a space around it, next to it, behind it, in front of it. I don't know. It's all virtual in that space. And in my experiences, if we focus on the space next to it, not on the pain, but next to it, whatever we focus on, whatever we put our attention on, it grows a bit, or maybe even more. And we can have life next to the pain, instead of life filled with pain only.